I hate my brain more than anything. Like, really? Like, the only time it's really active is at night when I'm about to sleep or when I'm in the fucking shower. Like, man, like, it's not okay, man. And I'm talking really softly because my grandma's next door trying to sleep, so, like, this is what I should be doing because I plan on waking up early this morning to actually build my turtle structure, but I couldn't build my turtle structure because I took like a fucking 2-hour nap and like dead. I thought that would mean like because I was still really tired, and so I went to bed and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be easy peasy small sleep. No. Okay, first off, I was like not able to go sleep because I kept thinking, and then like I would look at my social media, and then I would see my friends, and then I would text my friends, and then afterwards I was like, boy, no, I need to stop this. Like I need to calm down, like boy. And then after that, like when I stopped talking to all my friends and like was silent, like I still couldn't think for a little bit, and then somehow I got horny. I have no fucking clue how, but I got horny, so like took care of that, whatever. And then, like, still, I can't fucking sleep. Like, man, like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I've done everything I can to exhaust myself. Like, I've interacted with friends, usually that's exhausting. Well, not exhausting, but, like, if I do it enough, it's exhausting. And I've interacted with my friends a ton today, so, like, it should have been, like, enough. And I took a nap. Like, boy. And then I masturbated, which usually, like, after I masturbate, like, I'm usually pretty tired. Like, sometimes, like, directly after it, I just, like, fall asleep with my hand in my pants. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like, we're just gonna move on from that. But, like, I just can't stop thinking. And, like, it's really, really annoying. Like, my turtle's able to sleep. Why can't I fucking sleep? Like, I'm just annoyed. But anyways, the point is, like, I started thinking, and then I thought of something that, when I was living with my mom, and, like, I think it was, like, after Bella died, and like a couple weeks, I think, after Bella died, like, I think my phone died. Like, I think my phone died and I didn't have, like, a charger to fix it. And so, like, I was just kind of, like, sitting there without a distraction. And I was just kind of, like, sitting there, like, realizing the extent of my situation. And then so I just, like, made up some excuse to go outside to my mom. And, like, sat in the car. And was just, like, sobbing. And, like, losing it. And then I was like, I kept screaming why, because I was just really mad at God, because like at that time I still believed in God, because like he was like, that belief was like part of the reason why like I didn't commit either, because like, with the sin to commit suicide, blah blah blah. But like, just, it was just so much, and I just like, I couldn't do it anymore, and I was just like, why would you do this to me? Like, I just hated it, and I was just like, why, God? Like, why? Like, why did you do this to me? Like, I was just like, you're my only, one of the only things holding me together, because you know everything, supposedly. Like, why the fuck are you doing anything? And I was, like, upset and angry. And, like, I sobbed in that car for, like, at least 30 minutes, just screaming over and over, why? And, I remember distinctly because, like, that was like one of my breaking points. It was when I started being a little more lenient with my friends and telling them little sneaky peeks of like my life, because I was just like fed up with like holding it in anymore, and like protecting my mom, because she, like, I was just like, I was kind of done, but I was still loving her, and I was still felt guilty, so like I didn't say anything like fully until graduation day, when she literally tried to stop me from graduating. I was like, excuse me, bitch, no. But, like, so, like, in that car, like, I just remembered that, because I think that was, like, the starting point where I started to stop believing in God and start believing in myself and, like, the people that supported me. And I'm not saying that people who believe in God or whatever belief they have, that they don't believe in themselves. I'm just saying that, like, for me, this was a turning point where I stopped believing in God. I still kind of believed in him. I think at this point I was more agnostic, because I wasn't really sure, because I was still extremely sheltered and stuff. But, like, I was still like slightly confused, but like I knew that I wasn't considered a Christian anymore because I didn't believe in him anymore. I was starting to change my belief and faith in him into myself to support and buoy myself instead of depending on him to help me. I was helping myself. And I think part of it though was that I was just kind of like at every turning point I was like expecting a sign, like, God, give me a sign, like you're gonna show me something, like it's gonna be a miracle and then something's gonna change in my life. I just know it. Like that's what I was always expecting when I was a believer, and like it never happened in all like like all the time that I was a believer, like, or expected to be a believer, like raised to be a believer. Like I just never had any of those moments that people called like were like their inspirational like miracle moments. And like I think the true reason, because I remember all the way like throughout my whole childhood until middle school. Well, not even until middle school. Like it was like till I was like 9 or 10. Right around the time when my half brother started abusing me. Like before then, I was just kind of like going along, being like, yeah, I believe in God, whatever. But then when and I was never officially baptized, like ever, like my entire life. Like I was never officially baptized. Like spiritually, I was baptized, but I was never actually like baptized. And I think when I was like 9 or 10, when he started abusing me, and then I finally like told people about it. Like after that, like I think one of my friends who I told about it, she was really heavily Christian, and we went to like this Christian convention something or other, and there was like a preacher on stage, and I don't remember if it was a he or she, but he or she was talking, and oh wait, no, it was a he, but then they had like girls like walk out with like little like pep talks and like your spiritual like give gifts or whatever. I don't know. I didn't explain it, but like whatever. And so like he was like basically like Christianizing us, like through the microphone, and like was baptizing us spiritually, and like was saying like accept God into your heart or whatever. And I was like at a low point in my life because like I was just like still like in that paranoid, like scared, terrified, and like hallucinating a lot and like bad dreams every night, pretty much stage of my life with my half brother. And so like when like he had like this really long like speech, and I don't even remember it, I just remember that it really impacted me. And then when he said like when you're ready to like let God into your heart, I'll give you like a moment of silence to let that happen. And I remember when I finally like decided to let go and like depend on someone else, because that entire time I wasn't letting anyone else know because I was guilty, and I was just kind of like, I need to like hold it all in, like I need to like cling to something, because like I was just like feeling like this is toxic, like what he did to me was toxic, I don't want to spread the toxicness, blah blah blah, like a lot of like irrational thoughts, like, you know, a lot of victim blaming stuff like that. And so I just thought that, but then like when he explained that like God knows everything already, and that like God wouldn't be hurt from it because he's like immortal and all that shit, I was just kind of like, oh, oh, like I can like depend on him, and like nothing will fucking happen. Like no one will know. I can fucking tell him anything. Like it's fine. And then so I like in that moment, like I decided to let go and just accept it in my heart. And then like after that, like the first couple of months from then, like I was like a full on like Christian. Like I was like, God, my little crush, like was like little like praise Jesus, hallelujah, all that shit. And like full on believer. And like it was just like so nice to have something to like believe in, because like during like all of that like suffering through with my mom, and then suffering through with my half brother too, like I just like always felt like somewhat alone. And then by like having this belief, I always felt like something was by my side. And it was great and all dandy. But then when my mom started losing it, I was like, what happened? I thought he was supposed to protect me from everything. But that's the thing with a belief. A belief is not a physical, and like it's not physical. So it's not actually going to physically take care of you. You have to do that shit on your own. Which I was too young to like fully understand that, and I was like Christian for like a couple years now by now, and I was just kind of like baffled by this. And like, I read the Bible and they were all like, you'll learn from your pain or whatever, like it's God's lesson to you or something. And I was like, did I do something wrong? Is this like a punishment? Like, what the fuck is going on, man? And like, I was just like going through all of that. Like, a lot of that was like built up all along with like the guilt with like my mom and stuff. And like, the two combined was not good things. And then I think in that car, like in that moment, I just like looked back on my Christian life and I was just kind of like, he had really like not done much for me. And like, in the end, it was kind of like toxic for me to like have this belief, because it was just like bringing me down, because like I always felt like I'm gonna be punished if I do something wrong. Like, I have to do like this certain like way, otherwise like it's not gonna be good enough for him. Like, I'm never gonna be accepted into heaven. I'm gonna live in this hell forever. Like, all like this shit, which is another reason why I don't really like Christianity sometimes, because like there's a really heavy thing on punishments and good and evil, and I've learned to not really believe in any definite good or evil, or really any like punishments that aren't really like deserved. And Christianity and a lot of those kind of religions are very heavy on that. So like, but in that time in the car when I was like around like 12, I think, or 13, like I didn't like understand, but I knew that it was just like a turning point in my life where I just like stopped depending on my belief and started believing in myself. I didn't even realize it at the time until now. I kind of like blocked out that memory until now. I don't know why, I just suddenly, but whatever. And slowly I began to realize that beliefs are just that. They're beliefs. Everyone is granted to their own opinions and beliefs, but I personally don't think they're real. But that doesn't mean that I don't support people who do. I have a few friends who are Christians, and like, that's totally fine with me. Like, they're totally fine with me being atheist. Like, we both respect each other and like are like, yeah, like you're cool. Like, you believe in God, I believe in myself. Like, we're cool. So yeah, like what I'm saying is like, you like are not subjected or should be in prison to like what you're raised to believe or what you think is right because your parents pressure you into it or something like that. Or like, I don't know, I'm just saying that like sometimes something that seems so stable is like not, and like you just have to like learn to like roll with the flow of stability not actually being there. So like, just like learn. And I think that like a lot of times like being stable is, a lot of it has to do with like believing in yourself more than depending on others, whether that be an entity or a person. Like, you just, I mean, it's good to have social interactions in your life and to depend on other people, because like we're mammals, like we're pack animals basically. Like, we're like, we need social interaction, like whether it be through family, animals, or friends. Like, we just always need that. But like, it is not a good idea to be too dependent on that, because like, if you are, like, if that said person or that said belief is like crushed or like gone, like, you're not gonna be able to like handle it well. Like, it's clearly seen by me. Like, it's not a good idea. Like, I'm still learning to depend on, to like believe in myself more than I believe or depend on others, but I'm working on it. And I'm not saying that like you should only believe and depend on yourself. I'm saying that like you shouldn't like only depend on other people, because only depending on other people makes you vulnerable and like it hurts too. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still working on it. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go to sleep after this. Hopefully, do it on time. Yeah, because I'm too tired to actually do anything, but my mind is racing. So physically I'm tired, but my mind is racing, so it fucking sucks because I'm too tired to do anything, so I can't work on my turtle shit. But like, I'm also like too mind racing to actually fall asleep. Like, stupid. Also with spring month, like, it's getting hot, so like, it's a struggle to sleep now, because like I get hot easily. And like, even though like I don't always wear sweaters, like I always get hot easily. I don't know, my body's just really sensitive. Like I get cold easily, but then I also get hot easily, so it's like really fucking complicated and stupid and like hate it. Anyways, I like I'm gonna struggle with sleeping now more too, because like I can't get comfortable because I'm always gonna be hot. Like it's nothing. Like I literally keeps the room at like the house at like 72. Like that's like average, but like when it's summer, like that should be like fucking like 60 something, like not 72. My god. But then also like when you get really thirsty, dehydrated, your mouth gets all like tacky and dry, and like it's probably like one of the worst feelings ever. Unfortunately, happens every summer/spring in California because heat. Also allergies and like just dust. They always say California is like the best state ever with no weather or whatever, but like we like tell the other people who like die with their fucking allergies. Like shit, man. Oh, crap! I woke up my turtle. Okay, I gotta like end this video and turn off the light up. Turn the light off because I don't want to fuck it with my turtle sleep schedule and shit and like stuff like that. But like, yeah, good night.